Hey everybody, I'm Wildman Wess.
I'm Jefe.
And welcome to a long-awaited edition of What's Your Poison? As always, 4 beers. We're going to review them based on PA.
Pow! How many pow?
We're going to get some PA. So, Jefe, why don't you let us know what beers we're going to be doing today?
Kind of just an easy breakdown of what we're doing today. We're going to start with our lightest beer, and it's going to also be the sweetest beer when it comes to light side of beers. This is a Gose style beer, or Gose, and it is going to be like a sour. It's made with raspberry, cucumber, and sea salt, which is very typical of the Gose flavor profile that had the salt in there. It kind of gives it its name. And then this is a Session Tropical IPA from Brewdog, and then I've got this super danky IPA from Energy City, which we've had one of their beers before. Pretty good stuff. And then this one was the first thing I saw out there at the store today. This is Vlad Spumoni. Vlad is from Hailstorm. It's a series of imperial stouts that they do. So I figured I'm going to start with the lightest, go to the heaviest. So that should be a lot of fun.
All right, let's start up with round 1.
All right, so on round 1, we've got this one from Pipeworks right here in the heart of Chicago. This is called Raspberry Sea Cucumbo, which we were
Say that 5 times fast.
Raspberry Sea Cucumbo. Basically, Gose style being a sour ale made with sea salt. It's also made with the raspberry puree and cucumbers. So, raspberry puree being very, very thick and very potent. So I'm expecting a pretty strong raspberry taste to it, but that cucumber, I'm going to guess, is going to be of a light flavor, and that salt's going to kind of come in as a bitterness in the end. So we'll kind of see how this goes. Definitely pink. Saw that coming. It's kind of like real bubbly, like a champagne. Almost like a rosé here.
Oh, yeah.
It smells salty. It smells like salted watermelon. That's what this smells like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can smell the hints of cucumber too.
Yeah, I'm not really smelling, a little bit of sweetness, but raspberries are like a very bitter berry, so I think it kind of blends in there.
Yeah, there's
interesting.
I'm getting a little more cucumber than the raspberry though.
It just tastes like cucumber water.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad thing. I'm really not getting any raspberry on this, especially for it being pink too.
It's the sour. I mean, it's just a sour. I mean,
and it's really light and sour. It's not super tart. It's more of that sea salt. Like I said, salted watermelon. I'm getting kind of like a salted fruit, salted vegetable kind of thing. I mean, like if I'd say like if cucumbers were steeped in some salt. And I don't know. I'm getting more watermelon than raspberry. It's not made with watermelon, but I'm definitely tasting a light fruit flavor, which watermelon is.
I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, it tastes like somebody took a watermelon Jolly Rancher and threw it in salt water almost, and then put a cucumber in there.
Yeah, I just swigged that whole thing there, and I did not really get any raspberry at all. Cucumber beers have been kind of popular in the last couple of years, with cucumbers kind of entering. The water scene, like the illustrious water scene. People putting cucumbers in their water, but this isn't bad.
No, but it's
a little underwhelming.
It's a little let down.
It's a little underwhelming. But I'm definitely like an artificial fruit flavor.
I mean, especially for somebody that might be a fan of like tart fruits like raspberries or even like blackberries. It's like. You'd expect a little bit more, especially with something like puree, because it goes back to
exactly
with like the peach kolsch that we had last time. That wasn't with puree,
right?
But you could really, get that flavor of it.
Yeah, I'm super surprised by that. And the bubbles, the head on this goes away almost immediately, which is not so far out of the realm of like a Gose style. Sometimes you see them with like so much head or no head. And that's never a good thing, but you saw a lot of that carbonation kind of come out as it was pouring, which is fine. But yeah, I'm definitely still getting more salt and cucumber, and really like the over mouth feel after drinking it is just salt, which again, it goes with the style, but the whole raspberry puree thing definitely makes you think that there's going to be a little more to this.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I've never had White Claw before, but I'm having a feeling this is a step above. No offense to people that drink White Claw, but maybe a little, I don't know.
I don't want to get too far off track of this beer, but I actually grew a small bit of respect for people who enjoy White Claw, finding out that it's actually brewed like beer. It's not just hard soda with alcohol added. It's brewed like beer using clear grains.
Oh,
so
no, I'm
no.
I'm just.
I still have never tried it, but
I'm just kidding.
Honestly,
any of the jokes we make are usually all in satire, so don't worry.
This honestly reminds me of something Corona has out right now. It's called a Corona Refresca.
Okay.
And it's like that guava lime, that where it's like the pink can. That's what this kind of reminds me of. But it just like that salt, I don't know, it just tastes like something Corona would make, to be honest. That's kind of where we're going with that. That kind of tastes like something Corona would make. But yeah, raspberry totally threw me off with that. You could have said it was any other fruit. I never would have guessed raspberry.
Right.
But definitely cucumber and definitely salty. But not like pretzel salt. Oh, actually almost.
Yeah.
Kind of that same kind of salt taste in the back of your throat.
We're gonna go to Auntie Anne's after this. Get a big old pretzel.
Oh, the pretzels. Yeah, let's kill this guy off here.
Yeah, while we're killing this off, why don't we give a little bit of a rating on this, you know? Oh, with the ending.
Yeah,
that was not a good tart.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That was
alright.
Salty bitter. Okay.
The can, the artwork on that looks awesome.
It is pretty cool.
But artwork alone can't save a beer, really. I'm gonna have to. I'll be fair to a degree because it did have that hint of cucumber and sea salt, but because of the lackluster or what was missing out of that raspberry, I'm gonna have to say 2 out of 5 pounds.
Dude, I was gonna say 2, maybe even 1.5 pounds. Pow! And I only say that because honestly, from it being from Pipeworks, I'm just surprised because Pipeworks always really blows me away and always does a really good job. We've had Pipeworks on the show before, and this one really was just extremely underwhelming.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe we just got is this an experiment or what, but I'd never seen them do this one before. Of course, they do a lot of beers that are kind of like a one and done.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that was that, or if that was a summer beer and that was just kind of the end of the supply there. But
true, and the good thing is we still have 3 more beers left, and let's just hope that this one was the lesser of 4 evils. So.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna stick with my 1.5 pounds. Like 1.5 pounds, so it's kind of like a pa.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Pew pew.
Yeah, pew pew.
All right.
Like, all right.
Let's go on to round 2.
All right, for the second one that we have here today. This is from Brewdog, originally from Scotland, but this one is made in Ohio. They have a really cool beer hotel in Columbus, I believe. It's somewhere in Ohio. Nobody goes to Ohio.
I know some people that go to Ohio.
To die?
No, they live there. They're good people.
To die.
Yeah, but this is Ohio. I mean, if you don't have a brewski in your hand, you might as well be wearing a dress.
Anyway, Brewdog. I've actually never been a huge fan of Brewdog in general, and I only say that because they got super overhyped by the time that I actually got to try some of them. Elvis Juice, everybody was just ranting and raving about it.
I heard about Elvis Juice.
And I mean, when I had it, I was like, yeah, I mean, it's okay. I just feel like a big part of their presence was their TV presence, and them being Scottish and having an American craft brew community that was following them. I can understand. I mean, that'd be like if there was a big show about, God forbid, if there was like a big show about Three Floyds that came out years ago, and that was why they were popular instead of them having good beer. That's why they're popular. I'd have the same kind of hesitation.
I feel you.
But this one is called Clockwork Tangerine.
I had to get it just because of the whole Clockwork Orange, connotation to it. Just because I'm a fan of that movie and the original book by Anthony Burgess. So just seeing that, and plus it's an IPA.
Right, and when we're talking,
I love IPAs.
When we're talking about an IPA, the reason why we went to this one next is it's a session IPA, which means that it's going to be a little lower in alcohol, just about the same about what we just had. This is only 4.5%, so it's just under a Budweiser. Not a bad thing, but the flavor I'm expecting to be really powerful. So let's see how that goes. Otherwise, session IPAs tend to be just a little bit hoppy, a little bit more hoppy than a pale ale that you see in the normal. American pale ale is probably about the same. I'm not sure if this is a recipe that was brewed up in America or if it was in Scotland and they brought it over, but adding fruit to their beer is definitely more of an American thing. That kind of blew up in the craft community here in the last 10-15 years. Not that other countries don't do it, it's just that other countries do it in a very strange fashion. But anyway, this one being Clockwork Tangerine, it's a session IPA, so I'm expecting something a little hoppy.
Got it right in my face.
I always overpay for the face. Something.
You heard it, folks.
A little hoppy with a Pow Tangerine. Pow Tangerine.
Pat Tangerine.
So let's see how this guy goes.
Well, my droog.
I mean, looks like a regular beer. Looks like straw, kind of gold. A little neon off the light there, but I mean, it looks good. Head's holding. Oh, that smells tasty.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That smells like tangerine straight up. Oh, that's really good.
Money.
I'm not gonna lie, that's really good. That kind of blew my expectations away. That tangerine in there is so genuinely tangerine. It's not like a lot of beers that say like, oh, they're like an orange beer or a tangerine beer, and it has that citrusy flavor. This doesn't just have the citrusy
with like
flavor.
the rind and all that.
This tastes like that bitter part of the tangerine, as like you're kind of swallowing it. You have that little bit of skin in there. This tastes like the pulp. Mm-hmm. So I'm tasting the whole, and that's really impressive. I actually don't mind it. I mean,
yeah, it's not that strong. It's subtle. It's very subtle. I mean, and plus it's like when it says it's an IPA, normally we think of something a little more hoppy or something real hearty.
Definitely.
This feels smooth. This could be dangerous.
Well, and that's really kind of the thing I was about to say was that it's a session IPA, so it's going to be a little lower in alcohol. But even with that too, I'm really not getting a lot of hop character, and that is unless the hop character is blending so well with the tangerine that I mean that's where I'm kind of like really impressed at this point, because for it being a session IPA, I'm getting more fruit than anything, but not in like a fake fruit way. It tastes genuine.
And the craziest thing about this is, with just the texture of it, it reminds me of like Blue Moon Wheat Ale. It does, but it's it has the flavor of IPA. It's basically like if you took I don't know how to describe it. It's just it'd be like if you take a Blue Moon and you just shove a whole bunch of oranges down it, and you get that flavor. Yeah. But this, I mean.
But like a lighter body.
Yeah.
That's super impressive.
It's mellow.
I was just looking at this.
For an IPA, I like this. This is going to be a go-to for now on.
A director's cut for the 21st century. Clockwork Tangerine IPA precision for the people. Yeah, I mean, I was just looking to see if they were going to be more specific about what kind of they're using. Like if it's actual fruit and puree or whatever, but whatever it is, it's fair. I mean, it doesn't really specify, but that's really impressive.
I'm sold.
I mean, if this was in a bar, I'd order it, and that's me saying something about Brewdog, because anytime I saw Brewdog on a menu that had like 50 other beers on it, I'd just glance over it, to be honest. But if I saw this, I would definitely say, because I always go for like a tangerine wheat. Tangerine wheat is one of those kind of a fake tangerine flavored wheat beers. Mm-hmm. This one tastes like genuine tangerine.
Yeah, I dig it.
Just that smell alone, man. Like, I feel like if I was sitting next to somebody at a bar and they ordered this, I'd smell it from like 2 seats over and be like, oh. Yeah. Like, that would surprise me.
And then you'd order one.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a Bloody Mary. Once somebody orders one, everybody
wants one. Yeah.
And with this, definitely. Oh.
God, yeah. This it doesn't smell, and okay, this is coming from people who drink beer, but it really doesn't taste like beer.
No.
Like if I went out tasting like going for like a beer, I wouldn't expect this.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Good.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Honestly, like rating,
oh,
I'd say like 4 Pahws, like a solid 4 Pahws.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'd say 4.
I'd say 4.5. I mean, it's.
I mean, like it's not.
It's not perfect, but I mean.
I wouldn't say that. Exactly. The fact that it being perfect or not. Just when it comes to like some of my favorite types of beer, this is a personal opinion, obviously, but when it comes to some of my favorite types of beers, being very crisp and very carbonated, having that bubbly going all the way through. There's another beer I'm going to have to show you some other time. Just Belgian style beers in general really have this strong carbonation to them, just how they're made. And it's always really impressive because it sticks through it the whole time. You can sit there and watch the glass and it's still bubbling from the bottom. Yeah. Sam Adams has to make their glasses do that for their beers because they don't do it naturally. So I don't know. I'm super impressed, honestly.
I am too. I mean,
more than I expected from.
Well, because it's like a lot of times for me, whether it's an IPA or just like a shandy or whatnot.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before, like with Leinenkugel, like with the summer shandy.
Yeah.
And, the smell of it always makes me think of pine salt.
Yeah.
And it hurts my stomach after a while just thinking about it. Maybe it's a subconscious thing, but
sure.
But this, I mean, it's not too. It doesn't like go up in your nose. I mean,
honestly, yeah.
But why I say, you'll be able to smell it, but it's not overwhelming.
No, yeah, it's not overwhelming. No, it's got a really good balance to it. And again, like, you could have just said this was the session ale, and I would have still believed it. But it's got, I don't know, kind of calling it session IPA. I mean, what's your hop ratio? I'm just curious. Like it says that it's got like, it said something else about the malts on here. It's subtle notes of caramel and toasted malt. I'm really not getting that at all. It's all about that tangerine in there. Anything that's the bitter, I'm definitely getting. It tastes like the rind of the tangerine more than anything. Or it's just that skin.
It's all about that tange.
About that tange. Amen. Took a DNA test. Found out 100%.
That tange. We're gonna get in so much trouble.
Oh, I've seen worse.
No, I know.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, well, 2 down, 2 more to go. What do you say we go on to something, speaking of trouble, that, Illinois won't be in too much trouble after the new year, so let's check it out.
All right, on to the third candidate of tonight's episode. We have Hop Reefer, which,
well, what I was saying earlier about saying we could get in trouble with stuff, but it was more of a joke more than anything.
For sure. Obviously, like Hop Reefer, talking like kind of a play, a little bit like Reefer Madness and all that stuff.
Which is a good movie, by the way.
Very funny. It's all satire. The thing about this one that really caught my eye was it's Hop Reefer. So it's a boatload of Apollo and Zeus hops for dank herbal character, supported by notes of citrus and tropical fruit, which are natural notes of hops. So I'm pretty excited about that. But this is going to be one of those ones that it's going to probably smell. It's going to smell like weed, I guarantee it. And if it doesn't, then
sure,
false advertising. But Energy City is one of it's a really awesome brewers that made that Neapolitan stout that we had a few episodes ago. That 10% Imperial stout tastes like Neapolitan. I revisited a month ago, and it was so good. So yeah, we're gonna give this guy a shot.
Oh yeah. Let's get a smell of this. Let's smell how dank this really is.
Good head. Solid.
Oh yeah.
Hoppy as I thought it smelled, but hold on. Just kind of smells like an IPA. They call it a New England IPA. It is a little hazy, probably a little unfiltered. Nothing crazy.
Yeah,
it's about the same color as the last beer that we had.
It does say that on the can. It does say a glowing haze, and especially when you put it up to like the professional light. It definitely, like when I'm seeing through this way, yeah. So let's.
It's good. Maybe a little dank, but honestly, I've had way danker beers. It's still tasty. This is really tasty. It's just like, it's not nearly as hoppy, or it's not like hoppy at all, really, to be honest. I don't know. This is coming from people who, drink these kind of things on a normal basis, but...
people that have like the permanent whiskey face after they've done whiskey shots all their life. Yeah, we kind of have the permanent IPA face.
Right, yeah, we kind of just have it.
The permanent IPA face is this. That's not a good beer. Thinking like McMurray on Letterkenny. That's the face.
No, it's not a bad beer. It tastes really good. I definitely get the citrus and tropical fruit notes to it, but I'm not getting dank really at all.
No, I got the hint of the tropical fruit note. I like the citrus too. Let's see.
Okay, the dank is kind of coming through a little bit more the more I drink it.
Oh.
It's kind of just like in the middle of your mouth. Kind of just sets there. It's not like a pow in the face. There's a beer. There's a beer from New Belgium, of all places, that is the HPA, the Hemp Pale Ale, the Hemperor, and it literally, like, once it's poured and once you crack it open, just ranks like weed. I had an incident where I had one of those beers at lunch one day. Went over to a buddy's house. And as we were working on something, I burped a little bit, kind of under my breath, like a kind of thing, like not thinking about it. And he's just talking, and then stops, looks around. Who's got weed? Like, oh, dude, no, that's just my burp.
He smelled the disturbance in the force.
Yes, exactly. That's how he just like totally took a side-to-side panel to everything. That tasted and burped and smelled like pot, and that was probably, I don't know. It was an interesting beer experience.
Oh, yeah.
I could only do 1 pint. I was kind of expecting something like that with this, and God knows what we're gonna see. I'm sure it's gonna be very different. For Illinois viewers, January 1st, it's gonna be legalized. I would actually not put it past a lot of brewers in this state to go through the dispensaries to sell a straight pot beer.
Well, I mean, if you think about
I'm gonna try.
Well, I mean, if you think about how they have been using a lot of CBD with a lot of different products.
Yeah.
I mean, earlier today we had actually tested that CBD like sparkling water.
Yeah,
you know,
had samples of CBD sparkling water, and it was okay.
Yeah, it's not bad. You know.
But again, I feel like, like the marijuana licensing stuff, that's going to be very strict. Now, the only reason why I see it maybe not working is if the establishment would also need to get a liquor license. They would have a liquor license and their marijuana license, the dispensary stuff. I'm not all versed on the
I mean, and sure, it probably would be incredibly expensive to do that at first. But think about with the revenue. I mean, think about states like Colorado and Washington that their revenue has gone up.
Yeah.
And I guarantee if they were to do that, I mean, if they are doing that now, I'm not sure if anybody out there in those states know for sure it's happening. Leave a comment in the section below and let us know what's going on.
Yeah, anytime that I have ever visited Colorado and then seen a dispensary, I've never seen any I've never seen any of them have beer. Maybe I wasn't looking or I didn't ask.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, because I know that they use hemp for beer, and pot and hops are cousin plants, so I don't see why they wouldn't, why they wouldn't be able to brew beer the same way, to be honest. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of goes.
Could be with chemical compounds during brewing and whatnot.
Could be, but you literally make hop pellets, so just like pot pellets, to be honest.
Oh, true.
I mean, just kind of either replace. I don't think that they're going to act the same in the brewing process, but the THC versus the acids in the lupulin glands in hops might act differently with alcohol. But when it comes down to it, it's just the yeast eating sugar to make the alcohol. So it could have nothing to do with it. It could have everything to do with taste and aroma. So yeah, and it'll be interesting to see, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So out of 5 Pahws, what would you give this one? It's interesting. I mean,
well, I'm not disappointed. I mean, like I don't think it lived up to the name of Hop Reefer, but it is still a tasty beer. It could have been named anything else, and I probably still would have picked it up. Just from the ingredients and what it said it was.
This tastes kind of like the Clockwork Tangerine that we had earlier, just a little hoppier.
Yeah,
and
definitely
honestly,
hoppier and with a less tangerine specific. That tropical and citrus fruit in there is very generic.
With tropical fruit, I'm trying to think exactly what types of tropical fruits. I mean,
like dragon fruit and passion fruit is kind of what I'm getting.
Okay.
Especially that dragon fruit, that light kind of almost apple.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm starting to. Yeah, let me try one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm definitely not disappointed. Just like let down. I was like, okay, it didn't live up to its name, but I'm okay with that. It's still a tasty beer. Love Energy City. This is actually one of the more drinkable ones. By drinkable, I mean you can probably have a few. I mean, this one is at 7.2% alcohol, but I don't think that that's a huge deal.
No.
Compared to what we were drinking, the 2.4%. This is definitely a little bit more, but.
Well, yeah, and plus, even with some of the ones we've drank prior to this, even outside of doing these episodes,
right.
I mean, like some of those like bourbon barrel stouts we've had that are like 13, 14+%. I mean,
oh yeah.
Those are ones you don't really want to play with too much. I mean, you can enjoy it.
Sip
but
and share, yeah.
Yeah, it's a sip and share. I mean, that's why those bottles are like $25.
Oh god, yeah. So yeah, even with that, I'll probably say 3.5 Pahws. 3.5 Pahws.
Yeah, I'm gonna go unanimous on that one because I was gonna say 3.5 Pahws for me because I'd say it's. When I say mid-grade, I don't mean it in a negative connotation. I'm saying this is it's one of those IPAs where it's not the greatest thing you've ever tasted, but it's not the worst. It's a very happy medium. I mean,
I'd order it at a bar. Probably just order the one and go, oh, it was good. Yeah, it was good. But I'm not gonna go like, oh my god, I need to have this. Give me more. I want to just lick the teat off the tap. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
The teat off the tap of the tongue. The teat off the tap of the tongue.
The teat off the tap of the tongue.
That should be a new acting thing for warm-ups. And we should know.
All
right.
We're gonna have to enjoy this. Our next one's gonna be a heavy hitter.
Oh yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. It's technically kind of a dessert beer, even though we've had fruit, infused beers all day.
For sure,
But this is going to be it's definitely going to be like a follow-up to the
Neapolitan.
the Neapolitan. Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
And I've only had one other beer like it, so we'll talk a little bit more about that after we're done with this.
Yep. And we'll see you in a moment.
And our fourth and final tribute to tonight's episode, Vlad II, Order of the Dragon. Also known as Spumoni.
Mm-hmm.
So, Vlad II Spumoni. I don't know what the Order of the Dragon. I was just reading the back of the can here. We were talking a little bit about those Imperial Stouts and those higher ABVs. Well, good buddy, 14%, 14.1% alcohol by volume.
Man, I almost called that earlier.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you were like 13, 14. I was like, yeah, I think that's coming right up.
Wait. Are you trying to say I was right?
You might be right. So this is from Hailstorm Brewing out of Tinley Park. These guys have been making waves for a couple of years. Their Vlad the Impaler series has done very well over the last decade or so. And I've always enjoyed their beers. They've made many different variants, but Vlad is a fun release that they do all the time. This Spumoni one, this was the first thing I saw in the store, and I'm like,
yeah. He literally went, mine. Where's Vegeta? Mine.
Yes, I did not hesitate.
No, he did not.
Love Spumoni ice cream in general, and I love Vlad, and I love bourbon barrel-aged Imperial Stout, so that plus the Spumoni. I've only had one other Spumoni, and that was from Pipeworks, and it was their Jones Dog series. They had like Jones Dog, just different flavors, and one of them was Spumoni, and it wasn't bad. It was good. I really enjoyed it.
This is definitely one of those sip and shares we were talking about.
This is definitely a sip and share. I'm kind of really glad that we're only each getting 6 ounces each of this, because I like a whole can. I'd probably want to sip on it for a while. But
pardon the expression, ladies and gentlemen, we be.
In general, I'm very excited about this beer.
Me too.
I'm kind of like progressive. I'm gonna open it up before it starts to have.
Quit flicking its tab.
Flick my tab, Daddy.
It's pronounced da-dee.
Pronounced da-dee. Oh, it's squirted all over my hand.
I thought this was supposed to be a beer review. Now it's becoming like softcore, yeah.
Softcore.
Whatever you want to call it.
Beer.
Yeah. Beer hub.
Look at this. Like,
oh my
it's
God.
like all over the top. It's leveled that way, so that means like it was compressed up that far.
Holy crap. Huh. It's freaking thick.
That's what she said.
I know.
I know.
See what you did flicking the tab?
That's probably what did it, to be honest.
Perv.
What are these 5-ounce glasses? I got 2 ounces left in here. What is this? It's amateur hour.
Yeah, alright. Fucking embarrassing.
All right.
Cheers.
So essentially, this should be a dessert beer after a bunch of fruity tropical beers.
Right.
All right.
Oh my God.
Wow. And honestly, I'm glad I had them leave it out of the fridge for a while. This is at a good constant, like I would say about probably 50, 55 degrees. That's a wonderful, wow. I'm getting the pistachio, I'm getting the vanilla, I'm getting the strawberry, and that bourbon barrel.
Now I became a perv.
I swear.
It's that good.
Wow. This is impressive.
This might almost rival the Neapolitan.
I'm not even kidding. I kind of like it more. That Neapolitan had a bit of an alcoholic bite after, and that was at 10%. This is 14. So I'm like,
this is the big. This is what the big kids drink.
This
your sippy cup right here.
This is really, really good. Definitely drink it a little warmer if you're gonna try it. But I really am getting every layer of flavor as it just kind of starts at the tip of the tongue and goes back. Holy crap!
Oh wow! I almost don't want to drink the rest of it because I'm going to be sad when it goes.
Oh, damn. See, I just like, starts with the strawberry, goes to vanilla, gets that backwash of the pistachio, like right towards the back of the throat, and then goes straight back up to strawberry.
Yeah.
It's just like a rainbow effect.
Well, and I mean, like, obviously with, you know, with the light, even with seeing at the camera, you know, as dark as the stout is, if I point it like right at an angle from where the light is, I can actually, it almost looks like there's a hint of red. Almost like that strawberry. Like,
oh, there definitely is red there. Like,
that is cool.
Where it is the thinnest, that's red. Oh, it's like, that red-pink.
That's beautiful.
That's a good catch on that.
It's
just like in low doses. Like, if this was in lighter density, it would probably be more of a pink color.
Oh my gosh.
This is delicious.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that head. Look right along the edge there. That's like pink.
Oh my gosh.
This is really tasty.
Oh man.
Okay, Hailstorm, high five. You get 5 Pahws, my friend. 5 Pahws.
5 Pahws.
If you do not,
bam.
I would give this to every person who loves stouts. I would absolutely recommend the.
I would give this to anybody who had a bad day.
Yeah.
It's like, you had a bad day, have a Spumoni.
That chocolatey taste in there, just like that bourbon barrel really kind of coats that chocolate in there, and just as an overall imperial stout, you're gonna get some chocolate notes.
We rarely give 5 Pahws on a lot of these. Sometimes we do, but not that often.
Well-rounded chocolate with the inside of that pistachio, vanilla, like strawberry, and they're just like bop, 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 bop. Oh, just like a bunch of punches. Oh my god, this is delicious. Oh yeah. Oh, and this was literally just brewed. What is today? The 23rd? 4th? What is it?
23rd.
This was literally just put together on the 15th. So this is a super fresh batch of beer. This is extremely good. This is really good. So if you get a chance and you do see this, and drink one now, but save one. Save one and see how it goes. Even hell, if you can, save it up for 2 a year. I'm not huge on cellaring beers, but certain bourbon barrel-aged stouts can totally handle cellaring, especially in cans. And I say that because cans is the second safest way to dispense beer, with kegs being the first. And the reason being is no air, no light. And keep it in a room temperature area, or like a cellar or crawl space. This would be a great beer to try a year later. It doesn't need it, because it really does taste great, and it doesn't have an alcohol burn, which is a huge thing for the bourbon barrel aged.
Well, I mean, and when you say that, I mean like holding off for a year, get a fresh can, and then do like a side-by-side comparison,
right,
to see what flavors might.
Well, yeah, and that's if they come out with this a year later. Otherwise,
All true.
But it's not bad to drink these cold, but drinking these really high ABV imperial stouts at like a room temperature a little bit lower, like 55, I say, is the best temperature for like some of these stouts. You could do a little warmer with this one, and I feel like
can see that.
But I'm already getting a whole lot of flavor out of this, and I'm really impressed.
Yeah,
so
dude.
5 Pahws.
Yeah, 5 Pahws. I mean,
5 Pahws.
Well played finding this.
Right.
When you yoinked that one, I was just like, I knew we were going to be in for a treat tonight. Well, that's going to be wrapping up our episode of What's Your Poison.
Yeah, I'm going to take this thing to bed.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to save this one. Save that guy for later. But anyways, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure that you like, share, and as always, push that red button. And don't forget to ring that bell for instant notifications on Dragonfire Entertainment. Also, stay tuned because it's October, and normally we do a full-on Shocktoberfest, but due to time constraints, we're doing an abridged version where we're doing 4 episodes, and we hope you enjoy those as well. Until then, I'm Wildman Wes.
And I'm Jefe.
And I'll see you, and Jefe will see you. And you better go to your local liquor stores and get yourself some of this Spumoni from Hailstorm.
So good.
Take care, be responsible, drive safe.
Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good! And some beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good! Let's go drink some beer!